She told her friends sleeping with him is fine. I just close my eyes and think of Henry Cavill. So I stopped touching her completely. She cheated, I had the evidence, and got everything in the divorce. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, this is a throwaway for obvious reasons. I've been lurking here for a while, reading all those wild relationship stories, but I never thought I'd have one of my own to share. This all went down about a year ago, and it's still fresh enough that typing it out feels like therapy. Or maybe revenge. Either way, buckle up because it's a doozy. My name's Alex, and I was married to Emily for 5 years. We met in college. She was this vibrant, outgoing art major, and I was the steady engineering student who balanced her out. I thought we had the perfect setup. I worked my ass off at a tech firm, pulling long hours to build a stable life for us. Emily had dreams of being a graphic designer, but the freelance world is tough, so I supported her through the ups and downs. Remember that time she lost a big client and spiraled into a funk? I was there, cooking meals, encouraging her, even dipping into savings to fund her online courses. Or when her mom got sick, and we flew across the country on a whim. I rearranged my entire schedule, no questions asked. I was all in, loyal to a fault. Our intimacy was great at first, passionate, connected. I thought we were building something real. But things started shifting about 2 years in. Emily got a job at a creative agency, and suddenly she was surrounded by these edgy types, tattooed hipsters with side hustles in photography or music. I didn't think much of it. I trusted her. Then came the little comments. She'd tease me about my corporate look or how I preferred staying in with a movie over clubbing. "You're so predictable, Alex," she'd say with a laugh that didn't quite reach her eyes. I brushed it off as banter, but it stung. The real gut punch came one evening when she was out for girls' night. I was home alone, scrolling through my phone, when her laptop pinged with a message notification. I wasn't snooping, honest, but it was right there on the coffee table, and the group chat popped up. It was her and her work friends, gossiping. And there it was, clear as day. "Sleeping with him is fine. I just close my eyes and think of Henry Cavill. LOL, don't judge me, girls." Followed by emojis and her friends chiming in with "girl, same," and "upgrade needed." I stared at the screen, my stomach dropping. Henry Cavill? The actor? So that's what she thought of me. A placeholder she had to fantasize through? It wasn't just a joke, it was humiliating. I'd poured my heart into making her feel desired, and this is how she talked about us behind my back. I felt like a fool, like everything intimate between us was a lie. But I didn't confront her right away. No yelling, no accusations. I just closed the laptop, went to bed, and lay there in the dark, replaying our life together. The confusion hit hard. Had I missed the signs? Was I really that inadequate? The next morning, she came home hungover, bubbly as ever, and tried to cuddle up. I pulled away gently. "Not in the mood," I said, and that was it. From that day on, I stopped touching her completely. No hugs, no kisses, no sex. I kept things civil, cooked dinner, paid bills, asked about her day, but the intimacy was gone. I detached, like flipping a switch. Part of me hoped she'd notice and ask why, maybe spark a real conversation. But she didn't. Instead, she seemed relieved at first, like I'd given her permission to pull away too. Over the next few weeks, the distance grew. I'd catch her on her phone late at night, smiling at texts. She'd come home later from work events, smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. I knew something was up, but I stayed calm. I started documenting everything quietly, screenshots of suspicious messages when she left her phone out, noting the late nights. I even hired a private investigator on a whim, just to confirm. Turns out, she was seeing Mark, her co-worker, a slick marketing guy with a reputation for charming his way through the office. The PI got photos, them at a bar, handsy, her sneaking into his apartment. It was all there, undeniable. But I didn't blow up. I sat with it, let the unfairness sink in. Why me? I'd been the rock, the provider, and this is what I got? Emotional abandonment, disrespect, betrayal. It hurt like hell, but I channeled it into action. I hit the gym harder, reconnected with old friends, even took up hiking on weekends. I was rebuilding myself in silence, while she drifted further away. Things escalated slowly, like a pot simmering before the boil. After I stopped the physical stuff, Our home felt like a shared apartment more than a marriage. We'd eat dinner in front of the TV, making small talk about weather or work, but the spark was dead. Emily started nitpicking everything. My clothes were boring. My job was soul-sucking. Why didn't I take more risks like her agency friends? It was like she was justifying something to herself. One night, about a month after I saw that message, we were in the kitchen. She was chopping veggies for stir-fry, and I was at the table reviewing some work emails. Out of nowhere, she sighed dramatically. "Alex, what's your deal lately? You're like a robot. No affection, no nothing. It's like living with a roommate." I looked up, keeping my voice even. "What do you mean?" She rolled her eyes, waving the knife around. "Come on, we haven't had sex in weeks. You're always tired or busy. If you're not into me anymore, just say it." It was a perfect opening, but I didn't take the bait. Instead, I probed. "Are you happy, Emily? With us?" She paused, then shrugged. "I mean, yeah, but life's short, you know. I see my friends out there living it up, and we're just comfortable. Maybe too comfortable." There it was, her manipulative twist, making it sound like our stability was a flaw. I nodded. "Comfortable isn't so bad. But it's not exciting." She shot back, her tone sharpening. "Remember when we first met? We were spontaneous. Now it's all routines. Mark at work was telling me about this trip he took to Bali. Solo, just because. That's living. Mark." She slipped his name in like it was nothing. I felt a flash of anger, but I buried it. "Sounds fun," I said flatly, and went back to my emails. That conversation lingered with me. The next day, I dug deeper into the evidence. The PI's report came in, more photos, timestamps matching her late meetings. Texts I'd snapped pics of, "Can't wait to see you tonight," winky face. From Mark. It was clear she was emotionally checked out, probably physically too. But I let it breathe. No rush. I focused on me. Signed up for a coding boot camp to advance my career, started meal prepping, lost 15 pounds. Friends noticed. "You look great, man," they'd say. "Emily?" She barely commented. Flashback to our 3rd anniversary. We'd gone to a cozy cabin upstate. I surprised her with tickets to an art exhibit she'd mentioned once. She was thrilled. We made love by the fireplace, talked about kids someday. Now, that memory felt tainted. Had she been closing her eyes even then? Weeks turned into months. Emily's behavior got bolder. She'd post on social media, vague stories about needing more passion in life. Photos from team happy hours where Mark was always in the frame, tagged with hearts. Mutual friends started giving me side-eye at gatherings, like they knew something. One even pulled me aside. "Everything okay with you too?" I just smiled. "Fine." Internally, though, I was unraveling a bit. Nights alone in the guest room, staring at the ceiling, questioning everything. Was I too safe? Too predictable? But then I'd remind myself, I deserved respect, not ridicule. Her words in that chat replayed like a loop, humiliating me to her friends. It fueled my resolve. One evening, she came home tipsy from another girl's night. Plopped on the couch, giggling at her phone. "Alex, you should see this meme Mark sent. Hilarious." I sat across from her. "Mark seems to come up a lot." She froze, then laughed it off. "Jealous? He's just a friend. Lighten up. Am I not enough?" I asked calmly, testing the waters. She sighed, setting her phone down. "It's not that. You're great on paper, stable, kind. But sometimes I need fire. You know? Like, imagine if you were more like those movie stars. Adventurous, mysterious." There it was again, the comparison. Subtle, but cutting. I didn't react. "I see." The silence stretched. She picked up her phone again, typing furiously. Later, I checked the logs. More messages to Mark, hubby's being weird. "Miss you." I knew it was time. I consulted a lawyer quietly, learned about our prenup. It had an infidelity clause that favored the faithful party. Assets, the house we'd bought together, even her car, in my name for tax reasons. If I had proof, I'd walk away clean. So I gathered more. Bank statements showing gifts to Mark, hotel receipts. But I didn't strike yet. I let the unfairness marinate, using it to fuel my growth. I got a promotion at work, started dating myself, solo trips to the mountains, reading books on self-improvement. Emily noticed the changes, but instead of appreciating, she seemed annoyed. "You're never around anymore," she'd complain. One last dialogue-heavy moment before the end. We were in bed, separate sides, of course. She rolled over. "Alex, this is ridiculous." We need to talk about us. Okay, I said. I've been thinking. Maybe we should spice things up. Role play or something. I almost laughed. After months of detachment? Why now? Because I miss intimacy. Her voice was whiny. But you said sleeping with me is fine if you think of someone else. I couldn't hold it back anymore. Her eyes widened. What? How did you? Doesn't matter. Good night. I turned off the light. That shut her down. The next day, she was distant, but the damage was done. I had the evidence locked in. The confusion cleared. I wasn't the problem. She was. The confrontation came on a rainy Tuesday evening. I'd just gotten home from work, briefcase in hand, when Emily burst through the door, looking flustered. Her hair was messy, like she'd rushed over from somewhere. Alex, we need to talk. Now. I set my things down, gesturing to the living room. Sure. We sat on opposite ends of the couch, the same one where we'd binge-watch shows in happier times. She fidgeted with her ring, avoiding my eyes at first. Then she blurted it out. I'm not happy. I think we should separate. I nodded slowly, no surprise on my face. Okay, what? She took a breath, launching into it. Look, you're a good guy, reliable, but I need more. Excitement, passion. Lately, it's like we're roommates. You stopped touching me months ago. You stopped respecting me long before that. I interjected calmly. She blinked. What? No, this is about us growing apart. Mark, he's shown me what I've been missing. He listens, he challenges me. With you, it's just safe. Boring safe. So you've been sleeping with him. It wasn't a question. Her face flushed, but she didn't deny it. It started as flirting. Then, yeah, but it's your fault too. You pulled away first. What was I supposed to do, beg? I deserve to feel desired, not like I'm settling for vanilla sex. I leaned back, crossing my arms. Vanilla, like closing your eyes and thinking of Henry Cavil. She paled. That was a joke. Girls talk. You snooped. Doesn't change the fact. You humiliated me to your friends, compared me to a fantasy. And now Mark's the real deal. He's real, she snapped, getting defensive. He gets my creative side. We're talking about moving in together. This marriage was a mistake. We're too different. You'll find some boring girl who likes routines. Her words were smug, twisted logic pouring out, blaming me for her betrayal, justifying it as growth. So I'm the backup plan you outgrew. Exactly, she said, chin up. I need someone who makes my heart race, not just pays the bills. Mark does that. He's adventurous, fun. You're comfortable. But comfort isn't enough anymore. I let her words hang, then stood up. All right, if that's how you feel, we're done. She looked surprised, like she'd expected begging. That's it. No fight. What's there to fight for? You've made your choice. She stood too, a smirk creeping in. You'll regret this. Alone, with your spreadsheets and gym routine. Mark says I'm a catch. I'll be fine. I'm sure, I said evenly. I'll have the papers drawn up. Her eyes narrowed. Fine, but don't think you'll get everything. We split fair. I didn't respond, just walked to the door and held it open. You should pack a bag. Stay with Mark tonight. She grabbed her keys, huffing. Gladly. This is for the best. You'll see. As she left, slamming the door, I felt a weight lift. No outburst, no tears, just detachment. I called my lawyer that night, sent over the evidence, photos, texts, timelines. The infidelity clause kicked in. She'd cheated, I had proof. The house, savings, even her freelance equipment I'd bought, it all stayed with me. The weeks after Emily left were strangely peaceful. I didn't mope or drown in self-pity. Instead, I threw myself into the divorce proceedings. My lawyer was a shark, reviewed the evidence, nodded approvingly at the infidelity proof. This is airtight, he said. We filed quietly, no fanfare. Emily got served at work, which I heard through the grapevine was a scene. But I didn't care. I changed the locks, boxed her stuff, and shipped it to Mark's address. The house felt bigger, emptier, but mine. At first, she played it cool. Posted cryptic updates on social media about new beginnings and finding my fire, with selfies looking glamorous. Mark was in a few, arms around her, all smiles. Mutual friends updated me unintentionally. Saw Emily at the bar last weekend. She seems happy. I just shrugged. Let her have her illusion. But karma doesn't wait long. About a month in, cracks showed. I got a call from our old neighbor. Hey, Alex, Emily's car got repossessed? Saw the tow truck. Turns out, the car was in my name, and with the divorce clause, it reverted to me. I'd sold it to cover legal fees. She was furious, but legally tough luck. Then the affair unraveled. Mark, the adventurous charmer, wasn't who he seemed. From what pieced together via friends who spilled, because drama spreads, he started controlling her. Jealous rages over her talking to guy friends. Demands she quit her job to focus on us. But the agency had a no fraternization policy. When the boss found out about their office fling, both got canned. Emily's freelance dried up without the network, and Mark, he bailed. Ghosted her after a blowout fight where he admitted he'd been seeing someone else on the side. You're too needy. He supposedly texted before blocking her. She spiraled. Lost the apartment she'd crashed in. Couldn't afford rent without a job. Moved back with her parents temporarily, but they were enablers, always spoiling her, so that didn't help her grow. Friends distanced themselves. Turns out, her girls' group chat leaked somehow. Maybe one felt guilty, and the Henry Cavil jab made rounds. People saw her as the villain. Didn't realize she was like that. A mutual acquaintance messaged me. Her reputation tanked. No one wanted the drama. I watched from afar, not gloating, just observing. Me? I was thriving. Closed on keeping the house. Got another promotion. Now leading a team. Salary bump let me renovate the place. Started dating casually, nothing serious, but it felt good to be appreciated. Hiked more, even joined a local art class ironically, met interesting people. The unfairness of her betrayal faded. It became a lesson. She discarded me like yesterday's news, and now she was the one irrelevant, broke, isolated. Rumors reached me. Emily hitting up old contacts for work, getting turned down. She tried a GoFundMe for unexpected hardships, but it flopped. People knew the story. One night, I got an anonymous tip. Mark had a history of this, cycling through women at every job. Unstable, abusive patterns. She'd jumped from stability to chaos, and it bit her hard. It was satisfying, in a quiet way. Not revenge, just justice. She'd been smug, dismissive, now reality hit. I didn't reach out, didn't sympathize. Her choices, her mess. The attempt started small, about 2 months post-filing. First text, "Hey Alex, can we talk about the divorce? Maybe mediate instead." I ignored it. Then calls, voicemails at first polite. "I miss our talks. Mark was a mistake. Call me." No response from me. I was busy living. But she ramped up. More texts. "Please, Alex. I'm sorry. I was confused. You were always good to me." Desperation crept in. Living with my parents sucks. Can I crash at the house for a bit? Just until I get on my feet. Her friends got involved. Toxic bunch. One, Sarah from her agency days, messaged me. "Dude, give Emily a break. She's going through hell. Be a man and talk to her." Unpleasant, pushy. I blocked her. Then Emily's sister, Lisa, called from an unknown number. "Alex, you're being childish. Emily's crying every night. Mark hurt her bad. She needs you. Family sticks together, right? Don't make this ugly." I kept it short. Not my family anymore. Lose my number. Click. Emily's attempts escalated. Showed up at my work once, waiting in the lobby. Security buzzed me. I had them escort her out. Then at the house, banging on the door one rainy night. "Alex, open up. I know you're in there. We need to fix this." I cracked the door, chain on. "What do you want, Emily?" Her eyes were red, makeup smeared. "Please, let me in. Mark, he was awful. Controlling, cheating. I see now what I had with you. Stability, love. I was stupid, comparing you. Forgive me." I stayed calm. "You chose him. Said I was boring, vanilla. That was dumb talk. I was venting. Come on, we had good times. Remember the cabin? Let's rebuild." "No." She shifted, pleading harder. "I'm broke, Alex. Lost my job, everything. Help me out. For old times." "That's on you." Anger flashed. "You're heartless. After everything, you just detach? Fine, keep the house. But don't ignore me like I'm nothing. You made me nothing first," I said firmly, closing the door. Texts turned frantic. "I need you. Please answer." Then angry. "You're enjoying this, aren't you? Mr. Perfect now. Screw you, Alex. You'll end up alone." Her mom even emailed. "Son, Emily's sorry. She's learned her lesson. Think of the vows." Unpleasant guilt trip, implying I owed them. I forwarded it to my lawyer, harassment clause. But mostly I ignored. Her true colors showed. From smug cheater to desperate beggar to raging ex-power reversed. She was powerless. I was free. One last desperate ploy. She crashed a mutual friend's birthday dinner I'd RSVP'd to. Sat across, staring. After apps, she cornered me by the bar. Alex, stop this. I want us back. Mark used me, abusive prick. I realize you're the real deal. Too late. Tears welled. Please. I'm alone. No job. Friends gone. Help me. I sipped my drink. Your logic was I deserved better. Turns out, I do. She grabbed my arm. Don't be cruel. I pulled away. Goodbye, Emily. Walked back to my table. That broke her. Next messages were rants. You're a joke. Enjoy your empty life. Then silence, finally. The final nail came at our mutual friend Jake's wedding, 6 months after the divorce finalized. I'd gotten everything. The house, savings, no alimony thanks to the proof. Emily, rock bottom, from what I'd heard. I arrived in a sharp suit, feeling good. New girlfriend on my arm. Rachel, a fellow hiker I'd met at that art class. Smart, kind, appreciated my predictable stability. We clicked, no fantasies needed. The ceremony was beautiful, outdoors under string lights. During the reception, I spotted Emily across the room. Disheveled, dress wrinkled, alone at a table, nursing a drink. Eyes locked on me. She looked smaller, defeated. After toasts, she approached while Rachel was at the buffet. Alex, congrats on everything. I nodded politely. Emily, she fidgeted. You look happy. With her. I am. A pause. I messed up. Seeing you thrive, it hurts. Mark destroyed me. Abusive, left me broke. I get it now. You were the upgrade I threw away. I mirrored her words. You said I was the stepping stone. Too boring. Needed fire. Her face crumpled. I was wrong. Hypocrite. Please, one more chance. I've changed. No. Firm. No emotion. Why? Sympathy? For old times. I glanced at Rachel, laughing with friends. I've built better. You're irrelevant now. A closed chapter. She teared up. That's cold. Realistic. I turned away, joining Rachel. We danced. Emily watched from the sidelines, alone. Later, Jake whispered she'd left early, sobbing in the parking lot. That was it. Emotional freedom hit. She was powerless, beneath the life I'd created. No hate, just indifference. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.